What's up, guys? Welcome back to the workshop. I'm your host, Conductor Steamonchi, and today we're going to be looking at this. This is a ginormous 4-pack of Thomas, James, Percy, and Rebecca. But what makes this unique is the fact that it has a brand new Thomas, and some of the motorized engines have gotten updates. So without further ado, let's open up the box and take a look at each of them. As I said before, the pack comes with James, Rebecca, Thomas, Percy, and a brand new limited edition Thomas. Let's take a look at this brand new Thomas that came in the set. Now I have to say, this is probably personally my favorite Thomas Trackmaster engine I have owned in the new era. This thing is absolutely gorgeous, as you can see here. We have a beautiful dark blue on the top, and then it slowly turns from a dark blue into a lime green. His running board is nice and lime. It's too bad it's not, like, colored or anything, but I'm pretty sure that's just part of the set. And as we can see down here, we have some yellow wheels, and we have a red running board. Now this is a fully rainbow Thomas if I've seen one. And of course, we got the wagon here that helps kind of, I don't know, emphasize on the rainbowness of it, as we got red, and then lime green, and then yellow. And I have to overall say, this is probably one of my personal favorite Thomases. Looking at the Trackmaster Percy now, we can see they haven't made too many changes to him, although it is fortunate that the roof of the mail car is finally painted, and we finally have a full-on emblem of the Soder Mail Train logo. So we can see here that some of his details are now painted. So we can see here the domes up here and are fully painted. We can see the coal and the cab are also painted. That used to be a problem too. You can see a couple of extra details, and of course the face is usually the same, and the wheels are all nice and organized. Not too much to say about this one, as it's pretty much similar, just with a couple of new updates. However, looking at James now, we can see that there is a little bit of updating that's gone on here. We can see that he has a brand new splendid face that's kind of more, I don't know, less creepy, I guess? I don't know how to put it. But as we can see, some more details are actually painted now. We can see that they put the lining for here now. And the handrails are now painted a nice silver, as well as his dome, which is a nice gold. As well as his tender has gotten an update. The 5 is a bit smaller now, and the tender overall size is a bit different. And we can see here that the lining and everything looks great. But, like Percy, there's not too much to say, they just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. However, I feel like out of all of the 3 that have not been drastically changed, Rebecca definitely has the most modifications out of everyone. So we can see here, she is in her normal livery of a nice yellow banana flavor. But we can see here on the bottom that she has a brand new dummy wheel. As we can see here, it's painted completely different. And we also have brand new wheels. Those are nice spick and span. And there's a couple of extra details with her lining and the bolts. Her face is a bit modified too as well. And as we can see as her tender, it's basically unchanged. So that's an overall look on 4 of the engines. But before you go, I have a special surprise for you. As I was looking around the store, I found a couple of these guys, which are the push-along engines, and I was able to get 3 of these, which have brand new liveries. So we can take a quick look at those to make sure that the video is not too short. Now, I put this rainbow push-along Thomas right next to the Trackmaster one, because they're both basically in the same livery, but there is a couple of differences. For example, the cab is a little squashed, and the rainbow colors are there, but if you look on the other side, it says his name, as well as being a very clear red, instead of just a normal red where the mechanism would be. Very cool and very beautiful. Now when I saw this Thomas in stores, I was excited because this thing is actually super cool and actually very original. I like the beautiful glittering. It's like he was part of a disco or something. So as we can see up here, he has black lining instead of red, which I think is pretty interesting. On his cab, it's got a number 1 and sort of like this 1980s theme, as well as he's got sort of like a blast effect on his splashes, his number 1, and on the other side can be said the same thing. He has a yellow running board instead of a red one, which I think is a nice change, as well as his smoke box up here is actually painted in a nice glittery dark blue instead of a black, so I think that's pretty cool, and it's the same color as on the bottom. And as we can also see here, there is also different colored wheels, so you have orange, pink, and green. A very colorful engine indeed. Now, the last engine we will look at today is this Toby, this push-along Toby, which is probably my personal favorite out of all of them. He really does look like a garden shed in his little push-along form, but let's look at some of the details. As we can see here, on the top, his chimney and his handrails and his bell are painted a nice gray color, but also his cab is painted in a nice rainbow livery, which I think is pretty cool. Now, it's the exact opposite, rather going horizontally than just vertically. And we can also see on the side that it looks like it was done by accident, because it's all like dripping on the side and all that. Looks like they didn't quite finish, but as we can see, there's his face and his nice little lamp up there, some windows, very nice detail. And we can look at the wheels down here as they are the primary colors. We have red wheels, yellow wheels, and blue wheels. And the chassis as well. The chassis has his name as well as a dark green, which is very interesting, as I've never actually seen that color before. But otherwise, a really cool model. And there you have it, a look at a brand new fork pack, as well as some push-along engines. Now, let's conclude the video with some credits, and I hope you have a wonderful day.